ROM chat version. Winners don't use drugs. Thank you, William S. Sessions, Director of the FBI.
He's retired.
I love the original arcade intro. This is Pizza Power from the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. I'm not kidding.
It doesn't exist.
That was the best song out of the concert.
Oh.
Well, anyway. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Johnny. Here with me again is Commander Yako, the Opaque Senator, and
Hello.
Mole. And, well, technically, me and Elliot already did the Super Nintendo version of Turtles in Time during our beat-em-up marathon, but we figured, you know, we have this arcade emulator at our disposal. There's no better time to do it than now. So, guys, if you don't mind, let's hit select on the controllers to insert coins so we can get this 4-player adventure done, because we're going to play the original art. Jacob, stop that! Hold on, wait, this one, you can join in later in the game.
Now it's time for the statue.
I don't want to be
of Liberty
Michelangelo.
to vanish.
I don't want to be Michelangelo.
That is a bit better than just having it suddenly vanish.
No, it's like...
Well, the phasing...
Well, in the Hyperstone heights, it phased out of this dimension. In the Super Nintendo version, he just grabs it and takes it off with no debris. Okay, so we have Michelangelo on the screen. If I hit the button, Raphael, there it is. That's me.
I'm Mike.
Hit, your Mike.
I'm Mike. I don't want to
I'm
be
Leonardo as well.
You're Leonardo? Hold on a second. I'm Raphael. I'm moving in a circle like this. Alright, now hit the
Mole is
attack.
Michelangelo?
Is Mole Michelangelo?
Yeah.
Mole is
I am Michelangelo.
Oh, okay, well.
Okay.
Who's Donnie?
I am.
Ah,
Poor Russ.
dang it. I wanted to be Donnie. I was crushing with him in our preview play.
Well, I mean, let me see. All the turtles have different attributes, I believe. The Donatello obviously has the longest reach. Raphael is the shortest
That is what she
reach,
said.
but
But the strongest.
No. He's the shortest, but he's the fastest.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo is the strongest, but he has the slowest attack rate. And Leonardo drives the van. But other than that, though, it's pretty much the same thing. Though I will go on and say that I still think the Super Nintendo is the superior version of the game. The only problem with the Super Nintendo version is it's only 2 players instead of 4.
Ah, missed.
And unlike the Super Nintendo version, you cannot manipulate the slamming and throwing enemies towards the screen. That's completely random in this version.
Oh.
As I just did.
Yeah, I will say though, the arcade version animates beautifully. I do love the added detail to, you know, everything the Super Nintendo version is obviously missing.
I like the pizza.
Riveting commentary.
I don't like how slow the double tap run starts. Because it's like...
I think it's auto. Or
Wait, you can run in this game?
Yeah, you can hold down.
You have to double tap.
Alright, can you double? I'm trying to double.
Okay.
No, it's automatic. Hold right long enough and you'll start running.
Yeah, that's kind of slow.
I think that's why the Super Nintendo version also added the feature that you can double tap. +1 for the Super Nintendo version.
That's kind of cool. As I jump, I can use the nunchucks to slowly helicopter my way to the ground.
That's how it was in the Super Nintendo one, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the Super Nintendo.
You never played Super Nintendo version?
Oh my god.
Ross!
Every
I
time.
only play terrible games, apparently.
True.
You don't play terrible games, you're just very limited.
Forgive me.
Is that fanboyism I detect, or you just didn't have the resources?
Didn't have the resources.
I guess. But let's just be clear, audience. He has a Saturn. That's the version he grew. That's the game. That's the system he grew up with. Was the
Forgive
Saturn.
me.
But the sad truth of that is that the Saturn wasn't a cheap system either.
No.
Was the Saturn like a birthday gift or something?
It was a Christmas gift.
Christmas gift.
The sad truth is...
Which I like Sega. See, the thing is, I like Sega. I really like Sega games. I like Sega. So when the Saturn came out, it seemed natural because the last system we owned before that was a Nintendo, and it was dying at that point.
Really?
Even with all the tricks, you know, where you just sort of.
An original NES. That's the only Nintendo system you had.
Before that, we went back to Intellivision. That was what we played the most of.
Oh, Lord.
No. Just no.
What's wrong? Give Intellivision a break.
Well, I mean,
Did television a break of what?
It was. Well, what do you expect? It was one of
well,
earlier systems.
So you had an NES.
Yes.
You never had a Super Nintendo. What about an N64?
Well, like we got one when I was in like high school, but like we never really got any games for it because at that point I was really home to play Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So.
What about an N64? Or...
We did have an N64, so that's why I know. You know, I've played all those games up to death. Actually, my favorite game probably for the Nintendo 64 is.
It's okay, I'll finish them off. Don't worry.
My favorite game for the Nintendo 64 was actually Majora's Mask. I would say.
Wait, which game is it?
Majora's Mask.
Majora's. Oh, Zelda. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite game for the N64.
Oh, sucker. Actually, fun fact: all the Turtles' voices in this game are from the '80s version.
Oh, I didn't know that. Now, obviously, I played this at the arcades.
They got paid $5,000
Back
for
in the
that.
day. So I know this game, but... So yeah, forgive my limited gaming history. Like, when I got older, I started, saving money and being able to buy some systems. So, like, I was able to do things like 360 and Wii now. But, like, when I was younger, it was the Intellivision because, well, that's what we had. And there were good games for it. I enjoyed my days of Night Stalker and Q*berts. And as you can tell for Q*bert, the first app I got for my brand new phone. Was playing Q-Boy.
It's Q-Boy now.
Yeah, because we have to worry copyright.
Even though it's the exact same fucking game.
Yeah, it's the exact same fucking game. By the way, I'm in the top 7, and I challenge you all to beat me.
What's your name under the leaderboard?
It's pretty easy.
Bold claims again from the commander.
I don't play bad games usually. When I do, I play Back to the Future.
Well said, sir.
Oh, these guys weren't in the Super Nintendo version.
I guess appropriately I should have said I don't play bad games often, but when I do, I play Back to the Future.
Do you know what the name of these are?
I do not know.
You don't know? I don't remember the names of them either.
Play Fighters you mean, or what?
The box, the boxers on segways.
Oh. Yes, I did.
It's on. We'll know at the end of the game when there's a credits roll, but right now, I'm trying to remember. It's off the top of my head too.
Yeah, it's like right there, because they're in the other game. They're in the other versions too.
Yeah. Well, not Super Nintendo version. If they were Super Nintendo version, those would be with Roadkill Rodneys.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But that's a funny little thing too. Actually, we owned an NES growing up, and an N64. I've never actually owned a Super Nintendo. I played many of the Super Nintendo games that are very good.
Did you visit many friends' houses that had Super Nintendo?
No. No, actually,
See, I didn't have any friends.
Oh, I get it. The rare, majestic Super Nintendo man would visit your house once every week. He would offer you a Super Nintendo to rent, never to own.
no, emulators.
Emulators, okay.
Yeah.
But you never legitimately owned a Super Nintendo.
Not so far yet.
You guys did not live.
Well, it's one of the things, like, on the list of several other things to buy. It's one of the few things I would like to purchase in the near future. They're not very expensive anymore.
No, they're really not. Actually, the Model 2 one that I have in my room, that only cost $20.
Yeah.
That's what we got ours for now. Like, we only have like 3 games for it because I don't have that many time to play it anymore.
Yeah.
But
that is a collection I still do want to build up. I'm getting that piece.
well, I do love my Frogger every now and then.
There's no slice of pizza up there, Leonardo, if you want it.
I'm Mike. Mikey wants it. Stolen.
What about Mike? What about Mike?
The funny thing is, like, I can't hit this silver one here, but he's hitting me just fine.
Oh, goodness.
No,
That orange or something, but it's not a good idea. Okay, it said slime ball, it's not slim ball. Anyways, we have Metalhead here, who's definitely a lot more
Metally?
flashy than the Super Nintendo version. Well, that could be just the added frames of animation, I'm not sure.
We'll go with the animation. I'm gonna bang him.
Well, you technically right, he made metal.
Get over here. Thanks, John. Thanks, John.
Sorry, Russ, block with your face.
Yep, that's what we're working on.
it is chaotic.
I've died a lot, forgive me.
I've only died twice so far, but it.
Every time you guys hear Let's Kick Shot, that's one of us under quarters in our invisible pockets.
I'm gonna ram him.
Are there special attacks? I'm hitting jump and the attack button at the same time, which is how you do it in the Super Nintendo version.
You have to push forward as well.
Oh, do you? Let me see. I'm going to try it out now. No, that's a jump kick.
Yeah.
It's very delayed jump kick. Oh, there it is. There. Okay, he does have it. Okay, you're right.
Jeez.
If only I can connect, though. That's what it is. This is more awkward to connect than the Super Nintendo
Yeah.
version.
Definitely.
Got him.
Oh, got him.
Especially because, like, most of them were just like a spin or something else.
Yeah.
Like Donatello's was.
Also, in the Super Nintendo version, you can map the special attack button to its own button.
I had the Sega Turtles game.
5% ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's just, yeah, not as good.
Not as good as Turtles in Time, but it's still a fine game.
Those are hard to see.
Yes, they are.
Look at the vibrant colors. This is the most brightest sewer
Most
I've ever
brightest.
seen. Brother.
This is like the hippies got involved and decided to make it a more ergonomic sewer.
Damn hipster sewers.
Oh, man, what the vines. What to do?
Actually, you know what's funny? My dad and I went to the Cleveland Clinic there back about 4 months or so ago. They have an underground tunnel connecting their parking garage to the area we went to that has color schemes that change on there. And it kind of reminds me of this. Like the whole wall changes from green to like blue to yellow and red and purple. It's ridiculous.
That was a clinic center?
It was the Cleveland Clinic's huge. It's like a whole hospital and everything else and stuff. It's a research facility and stuff.
#1 treatment center for epileptic seizures. I wonder why.
They, I mean, it's huge. I mean, they're like 5 city blocks. I'm not even sure how big they are, but their parking garage took up a whole block. And they have like, this underground walkway to go between the one building and the other, so you didn't have to walk on the street. And we went through this area, and I was like, wow, this is cool. It's this wall that just keeps changing color.
Huh. Well, that sounds
I did a video of it actually on my phone. Because it was one of the things I was going to show Julie, but I forgot to.
Those are terrible.
What?
Red
The little red things?
Yeah.
Little red
So
things?
they-
You can't see him coming, like it's going too fast.
Well, yeah, because
But there's also 4 of us, so there's mass chaos.
That's probably.
And the Foot Clan are going over top of everything too.
Yeah.
And then when they do come up,
Same with them vines, though. Like, what are we supposed to do about this?
You can't. They're supposed to be able to outmaneuver them. If you're playing the Super Nintendo version, you can hover on the bottom of the screen and they'll pass by you, no problem. But in the arcade version, no, you actually have to maneuver around them.
I'm gonna say, yeah, the surfing section in the Hypercent Heist is kind of annoying, but it's not as bad as this, I would say.
No. The thing about the Hyperstone Heist, though, is that it technically had less stages, but the stages themselves were much longer than
I was gonna say, yeah, it's.
So freaking annoying.
I always remember.
Oh, stop. Oh, now the Pizza Monster marathon here.
I always remember these aliens too. Why?
Why are they here?
Why were they were in the Hypercent Heist too?
Yeah, but they're called Pizza Monsters.
Yeah, but
Because
where were they from the?
I don't remember them from the cartoon. I don't
I've
know
been
what...
called a pizza monster. I was called a pizza monster once.
I don't recall when the aliens challenged the turtles to an Alien vs Predator
Well,
remake.
Michael Bay got a hold of it, and no.
Well, they were the aliens. They weren't really the.
Well, you never know. There might be more aliens when they like Michael Bay likes to
You
do
don't
it.
remember Michael Bay or who was that got a hold of the rights to them?
What,
He did.
TMNT?
Yeah,
Michael-
that's why I
got
said it.
rights
He
to
was
the-
making
got-
the aliens.
That's why I
He got
made
rights to
that.
aliens.
Got rights to the next film. I don't think you have the rights to TMT and
No, but he was trying to change him to origin story was aliens.
they're aliens instead
Yeah.
of mutants.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. In the arcade version, instead of being transported through time in the Technodrome, Shredder just randomly appears in the sewer and just sends you back.
Uncle Phil!
You found my secret sewer.
Nice job, Wolf.
I've been working on time travel down here in the sewer. And the Foot Clan are riding on dinosaurs. Yeah.
That's just what I wanted to do.
Now we get Stone Warriors. Who, may I add, are very pathetically easy.
Someone set up us the button.
Well, they were pathetically stupid in the cartoon.
Very true. There could be justification for that, but it's very stupid for a video game because they're pretty much just point fillers. They might as well just wear a sign that say 3 points.
We will not attack as long as you do not run into us.
Oh! Tigger, what did you get here?
I don't remember the green ones that shot arrows.
They actually debuted in the pirate level in Super Nintendo version.
I mean, I don't
What did they
remember.
do?
I don't remember them from the cartoon.
Oh,
I don't remember the Foot Clan that ever shot arrows.
It's not arrows, yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure that there were no Foot Clan that ever used a projectile-type weapon.
Like I said, the Stone Warriors, though, and Reshelter are an absolute joke. The screen just did? Oh, we're in a cave. That's why.
Yeah, welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the danger zone.
We got fun in games. We got
Get everything you want.
La 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 la.
I don't remember the rest of it.
I want to wait.
Vivid commentary. So wait.
Oh,
So
yeah.
which system do you guys think you guys played the most as a kid?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo? Like Yaki.
Well, actually, no. If I'm going to be accurate here, because I technically lost my Super Nintendo to get the PlayStation 1 back in '95.
I really thought you were about to say I lost my Super Nintendo virginity.
No. Well, that's a very interesting story, but not one for the left leg. Let me see. I technically had to get rid of my Super Nintendo back in '95 for the PlayStation 1. Well, I had the PlayStation 1 between '95 and 2000 and... No, it's 2000 actually. That's when I got the PS2.
Yeah.
I think the system I owned and played the longest was the PS2. From a technical standpoint. But
Um,
I have the most memories with Super Nintendo.
I was gonna say I probably played the PS2 the most of any console up until the PC.
Well, yeah, that's
The
becoming my
PC,
sport.
I would say
Yeah.
PC gaming it plays most consoles anymore that are mainstream games.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really count that as itself.
Yeah. I mean, even I mean, I played so many hours of StarCraft. I mean, it's probably close. So definitely the Saturn and PS2 as well. Like, it's probably actually pretty close between the two of them. 'Cause I own a lot of Saturn games.
I gotta say, I love the foot soldiers running animations in the arcade version. Like, which way did he go? Which way did he go?
I'll tell you something too.
I'm naming George.
I have an ironic story about not an ironic, a kind of funny story about my NES that I own now. So,
What?
yes. My NES unfortunately stopped working like many others probably, and probably by the time I got the Sega, it was shortly after the Sega, and my Sega actually stopped working too. I don't know what the problem with the Segas were, but poorly designed for some reason. They both stopped working, and I had the N64 as the only console I had for a while. But a friend of mine in middle school up until high school had an old NES that he was getting rid of. He was going to do it at a yard sale. And he's like, yeah, I got this old NES, and yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, he does.
So I was like, yeah, okay, how much you want for it? He's like, $30. I'm like, okay, sure. I'll do that. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's in kind of used condition, so whatever, $30. I'll give you all the games I have for it, too. I had like Mario 3, Yoshi's Cookie, some other kind of bad one. There's a baseball game, MLB something, but MLB something. It was really bad. All the stuff was. I mean, he shows up with it. He shows up with an NES in the box, in the original wrapping, in the original styrofoam, with the original twist ties on it. He's like, yeah, this is a little used. I looked at it, I'm like, what's used? He's like, well, I mean, the cord here, the cat bit it once. I'm like, I looked at it, the cat definitely had some teeth marks on the one cord. I'm like, okay.
But nothing
$30.
serious.
He's like,
But
yeah,
the
$30.
the original box and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. That's very lucky, too. I had no idea what he had going there.
No, I was like, really? $30?
Did you give him more of your
I did
troubles, or
not. I did not tell him.
No, you don't do that. That's his loss.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I asked him twice if he was alright with $30. He said, yeah.
Well, you did what you could, then.
Yeah.
I gave him a chance.
I mean, if you want to be the honorable guy and be the honest man, then you go right ahead, but I mean, you're stupid.
Well, the honorable man usually is the most
well,
stupid.
you figure this too. I mean, he was going to sell it at the yard sale for probably about the same price, so
Yeah.
it was just going to be a matter of who got it first for $30.
Especially with all the games, all the amenities.
Well, it only had 6 games to be fair, but I mean, the Mario and Mario 3, if you go to any of the used retailers, will sell them for about $5 to $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Man,
will they give you $5 to $10 for them? No. But
Oh, of course not. Profit in it.
Jesus. I was like, booyah.
Yeah, he just knocked
He
both
just
of us
slapped
down.
both of you in the face.
I don't know where I'm at.
That foot soldier was getting a promotion, assuming he doesn't detonate. I see the pizza box. There you go. Yeah, the turtles constantly talk in this version of the game.
which is nice because they didn't really speak in the Sega version very much. Except
In the Super Nintendo version either. Because, I blame system limitations on that, though.
probably.
Yeah, the turtles say say something for everything. And they get burned, they get frozen.
It was frozen.
I don't think they say it was frozen today, though.
Well, they did say something for being frozen, I think, in Hyper Heist.
I'm trying to think of.
It seems...
We don't run into the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure.
They might have said something for Hyperstone Heist. I know they definitely say something for the arcade version, but I don't know exactly what that is. Fuck you, Full Moon Soldiers. I hate these guys.
The guy's a giant green lifesaver.
Where?
They just threw him off the screen.
Oh, no,
You're talking about...
the Full Moon ninjas. Yeah, I hate them the most, too, especially in the Super Nintendo version. They're so damn annoying.
I will say this, that their death animation, like the blowing up of them, is very, very fluid in this.
Yeah. You can tell.
Yeah. Jump kick him too. Uh-oh.
Shazam!
Uh-oh, Shaq Fu.
No.
Kazam!
That's Kazam.
Forgive me.
I'm still alive.
What on the screen.
Toga on Lazar on the pirate ship level?
Kind of weird, isn't it?
It was View out in Rocksteady in the Super Nintendo version. Looks like these guys in that Technodrome in the Super Nintendo version.
These guys weren't even in the Hypersen heist.
No. I would think that. Who were the exclusive bosses in Hypersen? You have Baxter Stockman in his human form, who dropped a lot of
Right.
bouncers.
Yeah,
you fought Tatsu from the movies.
Right. I was gonna say the guy in the temple.
You fought Rocksteady by himself. There was no Bebop.
You fight the alligator too.
Leatherhead. Yeah.
The other names.
I know, I love their games. Ow, just got kicked.
Why is he able to hit like a full radius around him? He's kicking forward. I shouldn't be able to hit him behind him.
It's okay, Mikey got it.
Maybe.
Something no one ever, any Turtles thing ever said.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Teaching the ancient art of the donut. A TMNT Secret of the Use is a guilty pleasure, huh?
Secret what?
Secret of the Use. Second movie.
Oh yeah.
Alright, let me
cartoon.
let me try and make it easier for you, Rush. Go Ninja,
Okay.
go.
I didn't hear what you said after that.
Okay.
I heard like I was because usually when they it's my favorite, it's like please tell me you're not saying Turtles in the Back in Time or the third one was called.
That's the third one.
That was
Yeah, I was gonna say the
That
second
was
movie's
terrible.
not bad. It's just kind of a weird
It's
ending.
so much more child friendly than the first film that it's ridiculous.
Well, the first one was definitely a lot darker.
Oh, yeah.
than-
But that's why I loved it.
That's why it was so good.
It's a shame they didn't have the budget
I
for
mean-
the other films, though.
No,
I mean when they carry him out of the burning, they carry Raph out of the burning building, and it's kind of an image for a kid. I remember that.
Bathtub and everything else.
Yeah.
The whole scene after
After
that.
that.
I mean,
it's like you gotta understand that it's a ridiculous concept for mutated turtles that practice ninjutsu.
Sure.
But the movie, the movie knew that, but it still didn't care, and it still made a very nice film out about it.
I agree.
considering that CG was in its preliminary stages at that point, it wasn't even feasible to do.
I'd rather have a Muppet Turtle than
Oh, yeah.
a CG Turtle.
Oh, right. Yes.
Nothing against the TMNT CGI film. Did you guys ever see that one?
Yeah, I did.
I
Patrick
think-
Stewart did the voice for the. Well,
What do you think about the new cartoon that's
I've seen one episode.
It's pretty bad, to be honest, I think.
I don't mind it so much. I hate the animation style.
I
Like-
don't like
seen
the
it.
animation style, and they dishonored Donatello, like, really.
What did they
They
do down
made
there?
him kind of stupid.
They made him an idiot, he has, like, a gap between his teeth, he's just not Donatello.
He's kind of like a cliche nerd and not intelligent with it either.
No, he's drawn out these complicated diagrams that are just, like, from A to B.
His inventions fail a lot too. Like you remember in the old show how he'd invent something that was then like
A
maybe-
trans-dimensional portal.
Yeah. In the new show, he invents something and it fails or has a funny backfire. It's kind of like a Scooby-Doo thing where they screw up the catching of the boss, but it happens to work out anyway. His invention will fail, and
He got
then
beat
it
up by
kind
a
of
monkey.
catches him or does something anyway.
Won't put it in great perspective. You got beat up by a monkey. There you go.
Knocked unconscious numerous times by monkey.
Getting back to like the darkness of the first one. The other thing, the other big scene I remember that was actually from the second one as far as darkness is when the when Splinter's like hanging there by chains in the arcade area there. Well, not the arcade, but like the
That was the
underground.
first one, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first one.
That was the first one, yeah.
The second movie was
The
not
second
very
movie was
good.
all cheese cornball.
That's what they call it. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the other scene I remember.
In the second one, they held Raphael hostage for a little bit.
Raphael was one, but yeah, it was really comedic. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
April
Sorry, I got-
is now a preteen.
That's another question I wanted to ask you. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Mo, but like the new cartoon, is it like in the Turtles' early years when they first started?
It can't be.
Well, it's trying to go on the idea that they're actually teenage, because if
Okay.
you really think about it, like the old cartoon and even the movie,
They acted
didn't
nothing
really-
like teenagers.
Right, they weren't really teenagers, but it was better, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was
It's
more
just that-
mature. Like, that's the thing.
Which I think, if you really think about it too, the living on the streets and stuff would make them more mature than a regular
Yeah,
teenager would
street
be.
smart, yeah.
And plus, up until 19 is still a teen.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
how old are they?
not only that, you have to consider that with the TGI formula. I think they might be 15 in terms of like turtle years. What's that in human years?
It's hard to say.
Hard to
Same.
say.
Well,
But it's-
turtles can live as
40-something?
depending on the turtle.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it depends on the turtle, so what kind of turtles
And
are
I would
they?
say they
Some
are more,
turtles are like
they,
150 years
They
old,
act more
so.
like mature adults than they do teenagers, except for Michelangelo.
Galapagos turtles. We're talking
Well,
box turtles, they can last 50, 60 years. I mean,
Right, but it depends again on the type of turtle.
people don't
so-
make it that long.
And I believe the mutation may have had a longer lifespan. So
Which is kind of
Well-
counterproductive, counterintuitive.
I said this before the Let's Play, but I mean, there was an Easter special. I don't know if you guys actually ever saw it. Thank you for reading that. I'll be dead here in a moment.
Yeah, because lies mean so much right now.
There was an Easter special of the cartoon, and you can check this, but they have a trans-dimensional portal that's sort of a time machine
wow.
thing
You just
that takes them to see their future selves. And they have to like convince their future selves to still do things because they've lost all their old ways. Like Michelangelo's no longer immediately unfunny. Donatello's no longer feeling like he needs to invent things. Leonardo lost the drive. It's interesting. So the young ones have to fix the old ones, but they are old.
yeah.
So it's different. But
holy crap.
doesn't really emphasize how far into the future they went, but April was also old then too.
Oh, I see.
So, how old are they and how long will they live? Interesting questions to
Try
pose.
to fight him like normal guys.
Yeah, try.
He's a lot more agile than the Super Nintendo version.
He
Well,
is
he's
crazy.
phasing out of dimensions here. We'll send him to a different dimension here in a moment. Ah,
Chomp.
he was pretty bad in the Hyper Zen race, to be honest.
Well, he had a very predictable pattern in the ports. You hit him a few
Yeah.
times, and then he does that crawl attack,
Right.
left to right. And then this one, he throws. Not only does he throw knives, but he also has these kicks.
He's also a little more random with when he decides to run.
Yeah,
Because it was like 3 and then he'd just dash.
yeah.
And it was always straight too. He kind of goes diagonally, so you can hit you on one of the upper.
Yeah, I don't think it's safe to say the arcade version is a hell of a lot harder than the Super Nintendo version, but that's by purely design because they want to eat your quarters up.
Oh, of course.
Oh, we actually the front of the train.
Pretty nice design.
Yeah. Neon Knight Riders.
I wish I still had that Easter special. I'd show you it.
The last thing I've seen with the 80s Turtles was Turtles Forever, the crossover between the 2003 Turtles and the 80s Turtles. Which, you know, admittedly I did find enjoyable.
What are we on right now?
We're in Neon Knight Riders.
Hoverboards.
Yeah, we're in hoverboards. Give them the time ball.
Well, yeah, but I thought the hoverboard would have to have like something underneath it.
You're gonna go into the 80s cafe over there. You know, one of those retro gigs. And,
Me and Lou's Cafe?
No, the 80s
No,
cafe.
no, the 80s Cafe. Back to the Future 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. There we go. Oh, Back to the
Who
Future.
was Ronald Reagan arguing with? Was it Ayatollah? Was it?
Alright, better sequel. Back to the Future Part 2 or Part 3?
They're both good in their own respects.
Which do you prefer? If you had to pick
Alright, completely ignoring the fact of why the hell do we have to travel to the future in the first place to stop your son from doing something stupid,
Yeah.
it's still an entertaining film.
I think it sets up a better plot for the third one than the first one
I
set up
think
for the
the
second.
third one is a more enjoyable sequel.
There we go. Okay.
And but you'd be surprised how many people you piss off by saying that.
I know. I put that. I actually posted that question on my Facebook because my friend of mine and I were talking about it. I'm just like, I think 3's the better movie. I think it's just more entertaining. There's more.
Alright, can we all agree that the first one is still the best?
Well, yeah. That's why I'm comparing
It
the
is a
sequels.
masterpiece of sci-fi cinema.
Of course.
Right,
I watched
Reagan
it.
called it one of the best films of the year.
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, he
The
actually.
actor?
The actor. Who's the vice
You
president?
know, he probably
Jerry Lewis.
He probably watched that. And he asked him to rewind it whenever
Yeah.
he said that line.
But yeah, I think
Or Wikipedia lied.
in terms of sequels, I think number 3 is a better film.
I think so too. I'm glad people agree with it.
I like the character building of Doc and Marty.
Yeah.
You know,
I was in love.
You know what the problem is too, though, with 2? I mean, there's other problems with 2 beyond it's the setup of the sequel. It's the fact that
They had a whole other movie plan for it, and then
Well,
Crispin Glover wouldn't sign on for it, right?
well, Crispin Glover wanted as much money as Michael J. Fox. He didn't understand why he should be paid less than Michael J. Fox, even though J. Fox was the star. And like, that's just stupidity in his own right. Which then he shows up in Hot Tub Time Machine, which I thought was kind of a funny and ironic role for him in that respect.
That is kind of.
that's probably why they got him in the first one.
I imagine.
Well, I think 540 credits is enough.
It's,
By the way, the mole's here. Hi, mole.
it's kind of like We know you lost out on that last time traveling movie you were in. You really paid $5,000 for this one? I guess I should.
Well, I don't know.
Am I gonna get as much as the star? Well, we're paying the star $5,000. Okay, I'm good.
One thing I will point out is he is a terrible actor, though.
He is, to be honest.
I mean, that was an awful. I mean, I was watching that the other day for the first time, like, and probably over a couple of years.
Crispin Glover.
Funny thing,
Yeah, Crispin Glover.
funny thing, Julie's never actually seen the third movie yet. We were doing a...
Oh.
Because she's been sick and we were trying to do some time with it.
Yeah.
We already watched the first two. We didn't watch the third one yet because I hadn't had time with one day.
Missing out.
She's missing out.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was going to be a good movie. The
I don't know though. Just to defend Crispin Glover, but I think his awkwardness helped sold the role though. To be honest.
in the in the first movie with him being awkward around Lorraine, it was good. But
Give me a milk.
Chocolate.
you are my density. My destiny. I mean, he did have a pretty big role in the first movie. However,
Yeah. Well, I'll
Jay
deny
Fox should have been paid the most. I mean,
Yeah.
he was the star.
So,
And that's what the movie's about, is Marty traveling back in the future. Back to the past to save the future.
No, he
and
accidentally
back
traveled
to the
back to the
future.
past.
to save the past, or to save the present, and then back to the past to save the present and the past.
Well,
Each
technically, from the past perspective, he's traveling back to the future, so...
Well, that's true. But
That's-
the present is, I mean,
Yeah, it's his present, but it is the future from his perspective at that point.
from the beginning of 3, yes.
We can talk about differences in opinion about what time it occurred, but... Yeah. Anyway. I think, too, 3 wouldn't have been as much of a good movie without the way 2 set it up. I mean, 2 set up a lot of things that happen in 3.
yeah.
There's a lot of... I mean, you can watch 2 and 3 over again and tell me, but there's a lot of different scenes that...
Set up, yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
no.
also like how they follow the formula and they do make it like they do use like a lot of the same jokes in the same 3 movies, but like they still keep it like original and fresh.
Oh, Superman had a fuck ton of health.
Wish it...
Just couldn't get him.
That didn't count.
Well, it's kind of like, you want
Is
to know
that
about
future
another...
Seattle?
Talk about another movie, Indiana Jones. Which one's the best of that?
Last
The
Crusade.
first one, the second one, or the third one?
Last
First one being
Crusade.
Temple of Doom, second being Raiders of the Lost Ark, or the third one. And
What?
ironically, the
No,
first...
no. The first one was like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
The second one was Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
The Last Crusade is the third one.
Yeah.
The one with Sean
Sean
Connery.
Connery.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you go by prequel, technically the second and third one were prequels.
Oh, so they took place before Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
Okay.
Until and
I'm
we
not
can talk
a-
about
I'm not-
Christmas
I'm sorry to like say horrible things here, but I'm not that big of an Indiana Jones fan because I haven't really watched a lot.
That's okay.
But the funny thing is, though...
I won't flog you for it like people flog me for not owning certain video games. So.
Okay, point taken.
Okay.
But the funny thing about those movies is, for some reason, the third movie is the best one.
Absolutely. I don't think it's.
And
The Last
I'm
Crusade.
questioning.
Yeah, I mean, Raiders of the Lost Ark is good. Temple of Doom isn't bad, it's just cheesy and it
It's
has-
memorable. I think Nostalgia Critic put it best. It's memorable, but it's not like a good. And it's really. It's too dark.
I don't know if it's even really too dark, because it comes off so cheesy in some of those dark scenes. I mean, I saw it as a kid, and I was like, this is...
They're beating
Horrible.
kids with chains for like an hour.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
And then they try to extract that man's heart and send him down to set him on fire.
I mean, I
It's
don't.
like,
Yeah,
wow.
I mean that's funny, but like, no, I mean, like I said, there's a good, almost an hour of them, and then there's the Donkey Kong scene where they're going through things. And, but
What are your guys' opinions on the Crystal Skull? If I can ask.
honestly, I didn't think it was.
That mole, that laughter mole, was horribly foreboding.
Let the mole speak. Go ahead.
No, it's just. I don't know. I didn't watch the
I'll take them
entire
all on.
movie.
Leave them to me.
No, I didn't watch the entire movie. It's just anytime you looked at it, you like had your mind wiped or something. I don't know. It just.
I'll put it in the context that I'd like to think of it as. It's not a bad action movie, it's a bad Indiana Jones movie.
What makes it a bad idea?
Well, first off, Shia LaBeouf shouldn't be in it. I don't care.
On that, I can agree.
I don't care if you want to have him have a son, that's fine. Put somebody else in. Don't use Shia LaBeouf.
I have nothing against Shia LaBeouf himself, but I swear he plays the exact same fucking character
I'd
in
rather-
every single movie that he does.
You're right.
Wait, hold on a second. You get frozen here. I want to hear what they say. Now you're too cool. Okay, I get it.
Better than I think.
Now I'm dead.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? The guy, the kid from Third Rock from the Sun, who is now playing Robin and the new
Joseph
Batman.
Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
I'd rather him have done it. He would have been a much better choice. I didn't even know he was really doing movies until he showed up in all of the movies this year. It was
He's been in a lot of good movies even before this.
It was an Inception, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
I've only
but I
seen
mean,
him
he
in
hasn't-
Secret Sin, I think. It's really different.
Looper.
Yeah, he's. But I mean, this year he had like breakout films. He's in like 5 this year.
Dark Knight Rises, and then
Looper, the bike one.
Yeah, oh, that was actually good. Premium Rush. That was actually a really good movie. By the
Was
way.
it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was surprised. Like, I went into it not thinking very much. Like, you know, I paid like $1 for it. I was like, yeah, it'll be okay.
That's
something
about all I paid for to see it.
But it was actually a good film. I would have actually paid more to see it.
That was one where you know who failed in that part of selling that movie?
Marketing?
Yep.
Oh, they failed in
Advertisements
marketing.
failed on it.
I never even heard of the movie. That's probably why.
Because Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually did a lot of his own stuff, and like he actually got really hurt during one of the bike scenes.
Fair enough, but like he would have been a better choice for Indiana Jones.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
There's plenty of people, and why set it 20 years later? I mean, granted, yes, it's 20 years. I understand that. Before you tell me why.
Well, Harrison
But-
Ford is old.
Yes, I understand that too. Why not do it maybe a few more years later so you have somebody that can be a little bit older doing the acting? You don't have to have Indiana Jones be, 70 to do it. Just say it, whatever. And, put in a different actor that's better. Because Shia LaBeouf, I just don't like him in any of the films he's been in, to be honest.
I just
He
think
was-
he plays the same character.
There's only one film I liked him in was Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. I kind of what I thought was actually a
They
decent.
made a sequel to Wall Street.
Huh? Yep. Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. Michael
But
Douglas, Shia LaBeouf. Anyway, that's the. I actually, okay, my opinion. I thought the movie wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. I definitely will say that. I think people way overreacted because they were expecting,
Well, it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You're talking about nostalgia, so you're talking about something you grew up with and something you love. It's kind of like whenever Star Wars brought out the episode 1.
Yeah.
And to say episode 1 is the worst film or the worst film ever, it's
Not true.
but
Not at all.
No,
it's
Attack of the
just-
Clones is the worst of
Yes,
the
that was.
movies.
I can't even watch Attack of the Clones except for when Yoda fights.
No, even then I don't like that.
I don't. I mean, it's at least entertaining. I can at least be entertained a little bit.
The thing is, I think one of my biggest problems I had with it was, and I know this is because it was in the 80s and they did the other films then, is the fact that they did everything with CG for the most part. The on-set film or the on-site filming is huge. It makes a huge difference in when the film actually turns out like that. And that whole jungle scene with him riding on the Jeep doing the sword fighting with the Russian girl,
That was
like, it looked terrible. It did. It
did.
looked absolutely awful. And
Oh,
not
we're
because-
talking about Indiana Jones right now, Star Wars,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
get some cheap.
Yeah. No, I do.
Okay.
It's awful not because it's just simply, that film and that's what they're doing. It's because it's in CG. If they had done it live with actual, people doing that, it would have looked a lot better. Granted, it still would have been hilarious and,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here, I think in general, like just the idea is, and I'll give a great example. I don't know if anyone ever like when I was a kid. I mean, this is me as a kid. I loved Knight Rider. I was a huge Knight Rider fan, and I love the car. I still love Trans Am a lot. I went and just for nostalgia's sake, I watched the new Knight Rider, and it lasted for a season for a reason. It was awful, but like the thing with it was even the thing I really loved about the old Knight Rider, even like watching it as a nostalgia now, like the old Knight Rider, the car was actually like they actually made the car jump. They actually made a car like go off a jump and like go into the air.
Right,
You weren't
because
watching a
it had to,
computer.
yeah, they
Yeah. And like now, like when they had this car doing CG like turbo boosts, it's
Right.
like it was terrible. And then the car, they had one episode. It was like the big thing in the old Knight Rider was Kit versus Car at one point, and they had a similar thing in the new one. And Car literally transformed into a transformer. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh no.
Getting a little too zealous there with the CG.
Yeah, I mean, it already looked bad, but like. And like that was I think that's the greatest comparison. Like even though the original was cheesy, like it was still really entertaining, and you can still get something out of it. Yeah, I can't either.
I was gonna say, I think the problem that ends up coming from all the Crystal Skulls could be great as far as an idea for a mythical object to look for, but the way they finished the movie off, I think was pretty awful.
See, I thought the finish was not terrible. It wasn't great. I don't think it was the greatest thing. Why do you think it was terrible?
Well, it didn't really answer any questions. It didn't.
That's your final level.
I'm sorry.
Forgive us, non-Indiana Jones
Oh,
fans.
look, final boss is not Super Shredder, but
It's
actually
Magneto.
Shredder. It's Shredder. It's Magneto, master of magnet.
And light with a lightsaber. Magneto with a lightsaber. That would be a terrible combination.
Yeah, there's no Super Shredder in this game. No,
He's just gonna do a Wuju style with us.
Yeah.
Now the
Master Yi.
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil, no. Oh my
What were
god.
you guys saying? You're getting back into the movie conversation.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
it
made
didn't
it?
answer any questions. It didn't really answer. I mean, yeah, there was the spaceship, and okay, that was sort of. It's kind of like Prometheus. Prometheus, you get to the end, and it's like, oh, okay. So now I have all these questions that you've actually posed by the movie, but I don't even know what's going on really. I don't know. I just.
Are we hitting him at all?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Well, you max out on continues.
Oh, trust me, I need them.
You never know when the mole dies.
They're another one of the mole's lives.
He can lose lives, but he'll never die.
I would like to point out, when we did our test play as Donatello, I had a lot more kills than I do now.
Well, technically, if we're playing like we did, like Brain Scratch, if we reach out, the person with the highest score at the end of the winner, and I'm currently doing that. I'm the highest with 220. So I'm going to assume
I'm Michelangelo. I get a 30 kill.
I'm going to assume the one that gets the finishing blow on Shredder is going to take it all. Except for you, Russ.
I'm Michelangelo. It's not fair. I can't attack as fast.
You hit harder.
I can't attack as fast. I can't get as many enemies.
You hit harder though.
Not enough to do much difference. I hit one less hit for some of the guys. Ow, oh, man.
Okay. At what point
He just
did we lose control here?
nice music, bud.
That
is actually probably one of the more. I think that's a disappointing ending. Is you see Splinter and Shredder up at the
Splinter
top, and
versus-
then
Yeah,
they
but at
move
the
to the
same
side.
time, at the same time though, before that, we already had a kick-ass fight between all four Turtles and Shredder.
That's true. I mean, that's understandable.
Oh, he has a Devo. now.
Yeah, I'm the only one left.
Yeah, Mo, you're down 2 lives. Get him back.
Shredder actually
Congrats.
secretly admires Donatello. I thought he was gonna do it again.
Splinter with the
He's saying fucking
moon cutter
shit.
right about now. The garbage truck. The only way to put him
imagine
down.
this in the arcade, how many credits it was taking if you
Yeah,
weren't like.
seriously, we actually had to play with a gem. Let's go.
Oh, just a minute, Mom.
Mom, do you have another 50 I can borrow?
Have you guys ever beaten an arcade game?
Yes,
Like you
Time
spent-
Crisis 3.
Time
I
Crisis.
was not allowed
I
to
actually
play
have one of the
arcade
highest scores
games.
in the arcade.
I've never actually beaten an arcade game. No, wait, maybe? No, I'm thinking something else.
Dance Dance Revolution.
Does that count?
I beat the game.
Time Crisis 3 I also beat with a reasonable amount of credits. I believe I only spent about. It was like 50 cents a play. I believe I only spent like $2 on it. So.
Simpsons. The
yeah.
Simpsons game. I beat that.
I think the only one I've come closest to beating is Alien vs. Predator.
I was not allowed playing arcade games.
Yeah, smug ass grin.
Yeah.
I beat pinball.
No one wins in pinball.
Well, actually, you can get free games in pinball.
I beat
They're all
pinball by not
No
playing.
one wins in pinball.
I beat pinball by not playing pinball.
Nah,
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. That's it for the arcade.
That was a
version
great-
of
that was a great
TMNT
conversation.
4 Turtles in Time. Look, guys, final thoughts. Jacob. Sorry, man.
No, let the mole go. The mole needs to speak.
That's Mole goes
The
first.
Mole's good.
Mole speaks first. Speak, Mole.
One
Tell us-
sentence summary of your experience with TMNT 4 Turtles in Time for the arcade.
It would be played different if we had limited lives.
Limited lives. Very true, very true, very true. But just to put things in a different perspective, they re-released X-Men for Xbox Live and PSN, but there are no continues. I mean, there are infinite continues in that. So virtually all challenges removed in that game. You're just pretty much playing it for the achievements and for the Master of Magnet line.
I did
Russ,
that
what
on
do you-
the-
what do
on
you
the Sega
Well, it's
Party.
no nights in the dreams, but nah, it's nothing.
Russ.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, as an arcade, it's definitely one of the best arcade games I think I've ever played. I don't think I ever actually in the arcade I actually ever had to beat it. Like I got to beat it because they never really had it in any arcades except for like Kennywood when I was growing up. So I never really had many opportunities to play it.
I would say not only that, speaking back to the idea that it would have limited continues and limited lives with the credits, you
Yeah,
probably really couldn't afford to beat it in the arcade,
especially
to be honest.
as a young lad.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the game is. I think the game is phenomenal. I like how they balance the turtles. Number one, like a lot. Like when you play like the old Nintendo Ninja Turtles game, you got the. There are definitely better characters and worse characters. Leonardo and Donatello, yeah, but like they have these guys all balanced. It's all nice, but yeah, I love it.
I'm not a fan of the jumping. Occasionally, when I wanted to jump, I'd just roll into my death.
Oh no, that's actually because someone's hitting you from behind in midair.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think it's just because I was walking, and then I was trying to jump, and then all of a sudden I was
it also depends. Your altitude depends on what kind of attack you do, but I agree it can be a bit finicky. Because I feel like if you're jumping, if you hit attack the moment you jump, you do this like kick attack.
No, instead of jumping, I'll roll.
Oh, I think that's because you're getting hit. Because that's a tumbling animation that happens when you get hit from behind in midair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the chaos too. Like just the fact that everything's so chaotic, trying to find something.
It's a game best play with all 4 players.
Yeah.
But,
I'll say this too.
Your thoughts?
I would say the ports did great justice to actually bringing
I love this music I'm playing.
The ports did great justice to bring better controls to the game, because as an arcade, unfortunately, I think one of the limiting factors that you'd be able to beat it with is the fact that the game sort of limits your skill with the idea of your jump attacks are a little bit... Like, you can't do the jump kick very easily. You can't do the regular special attacks very easily. You can't do...
Yeah.
It's difficult.
And I think in the arcade version, if you're playing in a legitimate arcade cabinet, you have to work with the joystick and not necessarily a D-pad.
Right, which is also more difficult in a game like this.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a good game, and I've enjoyed every one of the ports for it.
Except for Reshell. You guys need to play Reshell.
That's alright.
We're okay.
That's
We'll leave
alright.
that to you. And
Next time you guys visit my house, we'll do Reshell. And you'll see, because I don't like Reshell. But anyway, suddenly random racer.
Welcome to the raceway.
Okay, what? Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
that's a big
Actually.
Ghostbusters.
Alright, well,
Hamburgers.
you guys already know my thoughts on Turtles in Time. If you guys watched the previous Let's Play that I did with Elliot for the Super Nintendo version, but I would say the arcade version, the original arcade version, is still a kick-ass game. Fantastic soundtrack. I really do love Turtles in Time soundtrack. And overall, it's a great game that you can play with 4. I gotta recommend 4 players. You have to have 4 players to get the most out of it.
I would say the bosses too. I mean, even if you're playing the ports, the bosses are still challenging. And they're fun to play. Like most Konami games, there's always a pattern to them, and it just takes a matter of time before you learn the pattern.
Very
Apart
true.
from like 2 of them, Baxter's really is a bitch. You know, and Hyperstone Heist, his swooping down attack is really horrible.
Yeah.
It's awful to dodge, but I mean.
But nobody cares about Cement Man, right? Can we agree with that? Nobody cares about
I'll
Cement
agree
Man?
with that.
Okay.
I'm
Slash,
sorry, Krang.
Slash is a better pick.
Krang makes me laugh. Sorry, the tanky Krang. I assume we have like an image over this instead of
I don't know. I'm actually kind of enjoying this little clusterfuck of games.
It's got good music in the background.
Yeah.
Listen to
Absolutely.
that. I mean, what's the difference, right? What are all these games?
So
I
next
have no
next time you
idea.
see the Burlymen, perhaps it'll be more fun in the store. What say you, John?
I'm down for anything, guys. Really. I mean, and for all those who are curious, yes, this is we're recording all of this during my. Is that Mario was missing?
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh.
We're recording this during Mario's.
Yeah, it's pretty much recording all these during my stay at Pittsburgh for the New Year's. And, a fun time we've had.
Perhaps there'll be more.
Oh, of course there will be.
there will be
There'll
more.
always be more.
Look
But
forward
I
to
think,
more.
perhaps there'll be
I
more
think the
than
next
this.
visit for the Burlymen won't be until June. But we'll see what happens. We have plenty of Dragon Slayer, the original arcade game.
Oh yeah, let's play
Whoa.
that. Yeah.
Oh, they
It's
didn't
gonna
show
be
that.
No.
Kung Fu!
Kung Fu?
Kung Fu!
That's not Dragon Slayer.
That's not Dragon Slayer at all.
No.
Krusty's
Oh
Funhouse.
man. There's some bad games on here. Not to be.
I think we should. Yeah.
Is that a Gallagher remake?
I got the video like 20 seconds ago.
Oh, good. We didn't even do our outro.
That's true, but he's not doing
You're
outro.
right, we didn't do an outro. Well, with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Johnny.
I am the opaque Senator Russ.
Temporarily the mole.
Temporary. Oh, you're changing your name.
I am.
Oh,
It was
you are.
actually supposed to be done the day after
He's
Christmas.
now the
but,
barman.
I am now
I
Senor. I am now Senor Mole.
And Commander Yako.
Well, we are the Burlymen, subsidiary of Super Game Brothers.
Thanks for
guys-
letting us do this,
You
Joe.
guys have a great... No problem, Russ. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching, and take care.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.